Every time you open your freezer, you make a choice that can heal your body or slowly harm it. Most seniors think frozen food is harmless. Some options secretly damage your energy, blood sugar, and even joint health. Today, show you the 4 frozen foods you should never touch and the 4 you must eat daily for strength, balance, and vitality. Isn't about restriction, it's about smarter swaps. With the right frozen foods, you'll fight fatigue, build muscle, and even support better sleep. These changes are simple, safe, and can start working immediately. So stay with me until the end, because once you know these truths, freezer can become a powerful health tool, not a hidden trap. When most people think about frozen foods, they picture convenience, affordability, and long shelf life. A freezer has become a trusted companion, especially for seniors who may not always want to shop daily or cook complicated meals. Safe because it preserves food longer, and many assume that if something is stored cold and ready to eat, it must be healthy enough, is where the hidden problem begins. The truth is the freezer can be either a friend or a silent enemy, depending on what fills it. The freezing itself that damages your health. It is what the food goes through before it ever reaches your freezer shelf. The typical frozen dinner or packaged snack. Many are filled with ingredients that have little to do with real food. Preservatives, stabilizers, artificial flavors, unhealthy oils are blended into these meals to make them taste good months later after sitting in a warehouse or supermarket freezer. A simple tray of chicken and vegetables may actually contain dozens of hidden chemicals, added sugars, quality oils that age the body from the inside out. For someone over 60 whose metabolism and recovery are already more delicate, hidden load can push the body into more fatigue, more stiffness, and less resilience. The problem goes deeper than just the additives. Processing strips food of the very nutrients your body needs most. For example, frozen breaded chicken or fish sticks are made by grinding, mixing, and coating ingredients in a way that destroys delicate vitamins and proteins. What's left is protein of poor quality plus layers of starch and oil that spike blood sugar. Serving might feel harmless, but over weeks or months, those small spikes wear down insulin sensitivity and encourage belly fat storage. Hides this slow erosion of health because the food looks harmless, but the real issue is happening inside your cells. Seniors also rely on frozen desserts or sweet snacks thinking it's just a little treat. But those desserts are often made with cheap sugars and syrups that freeze well but stress the body. Every time you eat them, pancreas works harder, your joints become inflamed, and your sleep is disrupted. The body of a 25-year-old may tolerate that load for a while, but after 60, choice matters more. At this stage, you want to give your body every advantage to keep energy, protect your muscles, and stay independent. Sugars and oils work directly against those goals. The overlooked issue is that frozen foods are engineered for shelf life, not for your health, that make them think about texture, color, and long-term storage, not how it will affect your metabolism, circulation, or hormones. A frozen fried snack may still look crispy after 6 months, but the oil inside it has long since turned rancid, even if your taste buds can't notice. When you eat it, has to fight off the free radicals and inflammation that oil triggers. That means less energy left for healing, less strength for walking, and slower recovery after simple activity. It's easy to underestimate this because the effects are gradual. You don't eat one frozen meal and feel immediate pain. Instead, silently over years, more stiffness in the morning, more fatigue after walking up the stairs, a little more belly fat that doesn't seem to budge. Just signs of age. They are signals from the body that its fuel supply is compromised. Many seniors blame their age alone for these struggles, but the hidden truth is that the freezer may be feeding the very problems they want to avoid. This is why identifying the hidden problem is so important. It's not about giving up frozen food altogether. It's about realizing that not all frozen foods are created equal. Some can harm your health every time you eat them. Others can become powerful allies for your body. Once you understand the difference, your freezer transforms from a place of hidden harm into a tool for healing. The key is awareness. seeing beyond the packaging, questioning convenience, and choosing foods that truly support your energy and long-term strength. The step that allows you to stop feeding the hidden problem and start building real health with every choice you make. Health choices always matter. They matter even more as the years go by. When you are younger, the body can handle more abuse. It bounces back faster, burns off excess sugar more easily, tissues overnight without you even noticing. But as you move into your 50s, 60s, and 70s, that natural resilience slows. The body still wants to repair, more cooperation. Every decision about food, sleep, movement, and stress becomes more influential on how you feel each day. That is why the foods in your freezer you avoid matter more now than ever. Think about energy. Many people in this age group notice they cannot wake up refreshed anymore, even with a full night's sleep. Fatigue lingers, and the afternoons feel heavier. Much of this has to do with how your cells produce energy, is loaded with processed oils, sugars, and preservatives. Your mitochondria, the engines inside your cells, slow down. They cannot make energy as cleanly. The result is that your muscles feel weaker and your mind feels foggier. Choosing the wrong frozen foods daily is like putting dirty fuel in your car. It will still run smoothly, and eventually it breaks down. This is why the quality of food choices carries more weight now. Reason it matters now is the growing challenge: blood sugar control. As the decades pass, insulin sensitivity naturally declines. Has a harder time handling carbohydrates, especially the refined ones hidden in frozen snacks, breaded meals, and desserts. For someone in their 20s, plus quickly, but in your 60s it can linger for hours, creating fatigue, inflammation, and fat storage. Repeated day after day push you closer to diabetes, heart disease, and metabolic syndrome. This is why paying attention to what you keep in your freezer is more than just a preference. It is protection for your future health. Joint health is another factor that makes your choices matter more now. Stiffness, swelling, and reduced mobility are common complaints, and many blame aging alone. Foods rich in poor quality oils and hidden sugars drive inflammation directly into the joints. Frozen fried meals and sugary desserts can accelerate this process quietly. On the other hand, choosing anti-inflammatory frozen vegetables, berries, or fish can help calm that same inflammation. The freezer is not the enemy, ignorance is. Knowing which foods cause inflammation and which help fight it allows you to feel younger and move more freely, even as you age. Your heart also responds differently now compared to earlier in life. Sodium levels in many frozen meals are extremely high, designed to preserve taste and texture. For a younger body, the kidneys may flush that salt more effectively. But for someone in their 60s or 70s, excess sodium can trigger higher blood pressure and more fluid retention. Over time, this places more strain on the heart. When you choose wisely, frozen foods can support heart health, but if you continue grabbing the wrong items, the silent load on your cardiovascular system builds. And at this age, taken for granted. It also matters now because independence is directly tied to health. Most people want to remain active, strong, reliant well into their later years. The ability to cook, clean, walk, and take care of yourself depends on energy, strength, and balance. Frozen food choices seem small, but over months and years, they either strengthen or erode that independence. Every hidden preservative, sugar spike, inflammatory oil chips away at your body's ability to stay strong. On the other side, every nutrient-dense frozen berry, vegetable, clean protein choice protects that independence. That is why these decisions are not casual, they are investments in your future freedom. Finally, the emotional side. Health is not just physical. Low energy, inflammation, and poor sleep affect mood, motivation, and confidence. Seniors blame age when they feel more anxious, more down, or more irritable. But poor food choices can be a hidden driver. Instability from processed frozen foods can create mood swings. Inflammation can affect brain chemistry. Disruption from excess sugar or sodium affects mental clarity. Improving food quality now doesn't just help your body, it sharpens your mind, lifts your mood. Why does it matter now? Because time magnifies every choice. What seemed harmless 20 years ago can now shape whether you live with energy or fatigue, clarity or fog. You cannot change the past, but you can control today. And today's choices create tomorrow's health, is why being mindful of your freezer and the foods you bring into your home is one of the most powerful steps you can take. When it comes to frozen foods, options are created equal. Some are convenient, tasty, and even supportive of long-term health, while others quietly chip away at energy, mobility, and resilience. Think the freezer is a safe zone because the food doesn't spoil quickly, but the truth is that many frozen products are filled with hidden sugars, processed oils, and excessive sodium. These ingredients slowly damage your metabolism, your joints, and your overall vitality. Understanding the worst offenders helps you avoid the common traps and make smarter choices that keep you moving, thinking, and feeling younger. Frozen food categories stand out as the most harmful, especially for older adults who want to preserve strength and independence. Major culprit is frozen fried foods. These include breaded chicken tenders, fish sticks, onion rings, or even certain frozen appetizers. At first glance, harmless. After all, you can heat them up in minutes and they taste satisfying. But the problem is the oils used to fry and preserve these items contain vegetable oils like soybean, corn, or canola, which oxidize easily and drive inflammation. These oils sneak into your body and create stress at a cellular level, joints, and even brain tissue over time. Combined with the breading, which is often made from refined white flour, you get a double hit: blood sugar spikes and inflammatory oils. For someone over 55, that means more stiffness in the morning, slower recovery from activity, and higher risk for heart problems. Second food to avoid is frozen pizza and similar processed frozen meals. Pizza may be a comfort food, but frozen versions are loaded with refined flour, processed cheese substitutes, hydrogenated oils, and often more sodium than you should eat in an entire day. A single slice can send blood sugar soaring. People don't stop at one slice. The high sodium causes water retention, putting pressure on the heart and kidneys. The preservatives keep these meals shelf-stable but add extra stress to the liver. Beyond that, the combination of processed carbs and poor quality fats is one of the fastest ways to build belly fat, which further worsens insulin resistance. For older adults, just cosmetic, it directly increases the risk of diabetes, stroke, and heart disease. Frozen pizza is more than just a guilty pleasure, a hidden health drain. The third frozen food to steer clear of is frozen desserts, especially ice cream and flavored frozen yogurts. And market themselves as a treat or even a lighter choice, but they are full of sugar, artificial flavors, stabilizers, and gums. Also use corn syrup as the main sweetener, which spikes insulin and drives fat storage. At this stage of life, cannot process sugar as efficiently as it once did. Repeated sugar spikes lead to energy crashes, mood swings, and over time, metabolic decline. Frozen yogurts can be even more deceptive since they sound healthier but often contain just as much sugar as ice cream, plus extra additives for texture. For seniors looking to reduce inflammation, protect the brain, and maintain steady energy, frozen desserts are one of the worst daily habits. Frozen food that belongs on the void list is microwave-ready frozen dinners. These meals promise convenience, but they almost always come with a trade-off: quality ingredients, excessive sodium, and small nutrient value. Many contain processed meats, artificial flavorings, preservatives that extend shelf life but harm digestion and liver function. Some meals also have hidden trans fats, claims 0 grams. These dinners fill you up temporarily, but they don't give the body the building blocks it needs to repair tissue, strong, or support immunity. Relying on these meals consistently can accelerate muscle loss, weaken bones, and leave you feeling drained. For adults 55 and above, absorption naturally declines. Wasting calories on these low-quality meals speeds up the decline of energy and resilience. What ties all four of these categories together is that they deliver quick satisfaction but strip the body of long-term health. They are cheap, convenient, but they do not care for your body's needs. The fried oils inflame, the refined flours spike blood sugar, The excess sodium strains the heart, sabotage energy and mental clarity. Every bite seems small, but day after day, these choices accumulate into stiffness, fatigue of chronic illness. Avoiding these four frozen foods is not about restriction. It's about protection. By steering clear of them, you create space in your freezer for better choices that actually energize and strengthen you. The freezer can be a powerful ally in maintaining health if you know what to watch for. But if these four foods are the backbone of your frozen stash, quietly become one of the greatest threats to your energy, mobility, and independence. The good news is, once you identify them, you can swap them out for nutrient-dense alternatives that actually support your goals. Every choice matters more now than ever, and avoiding these hidden dangers is one of the simplest ways to walk with more strength, think more clearly, and live with greater freedom. While some frozen foods can drain your energy and quietly work against your health, others can serve as powerful allies, supporting your body with nutrients, protecting your muscles, and fueling steady energy. The freezer does not have to be the enemy. It can actually be your greatest tool for convenience and vitality when you choose wisely. Frozen foods retain their nutritional value just as well as fresh, and in some cases, even lock in nutrients more effectively because they are frozen at peak ripeness. For adults aiming to maintain strong muscles, stable blood sugar, better energy well into their 60s and 70s, there are four frozen food categories that deserve a permanent place in the kitchen. Difference in how you feel, move, and age. The first food worth stocking up on is frozen berries. Blueberries, raspberries, strawberries are nutrient-dense, antioxidant-rich, and loaded with fiber. Unlike sugary frozen desserts, keep blood sugar stable while delivering protective compounds that shield your brain, heart, and skin from oxidative stress. Like anthocyanins found in berries, support memory, reduce inflammation, and promote healthy blood vessels. Offer natural sweetness without causing dangerous spikes in insulin. For older adults, adding a small handful of frozen berries to a morning smoothie, oatmeal, or even plain yogurt is an easy way to fight free radicals and protect against age-related decline, because they're picked and frozen at peak ripeness, contain more nutrients than berries that have sat on store shelves for days. The second frozen food to embrace is frozen leafy greens such as spinach, kale, collard greens. These vegetables are packed with vitamins like K, C, and folate, as well as essential minerals such as magnesium and calcium. Also provide a steady supply of phytonutrients that lower inflammation and strengthen bones. For adults over 55, this is critical since bone density and muscle strength naturally decline with age. Frozen greens are incredibly convenient. You can toss a handful into soups, stews, scrambled eggs, or stir-fries without worrying about spoilage. They're pre-washed, pre-cut, and just as nutritious as fresh options. Daily inclusion of frozen greens ensures the body gets a steady dose of fiber, which supports digestion, helps control cholesterol, and aids in detoxification. The third category of frozen foods that should be added daily is frozen fatty fish, especially salmon, sardines, or mackerel. These fish are rich in omega-3 fatty acids, play a vital role in reducing inflammation, supporting brain function, and protecting the cardiovascular system. Threes are particularly valuable for seniors because they improve joint health, boost mood, and sharpen memory. Frozen fish is usually flash frozen at sea, locking in freshness and nutrients better than many fresh fish options that may sit for days before reaching the market. Frozen salmon fillets or sardines ready to cook makes it easier to prepare quick, heart-healthy meals without relying on processed meats. Adding a small portion daily or several times a week strengthens muscles, supports circulation, and keeps the mind clear. Frozen food that can transform health when added daily is frozen legumes such as lentils, peas, and edamame. These plant-based proteins provide fiber, vitamins, while helping maintain lean muscle mass. They are also rich in magnesium and potassium, which help regulate blood pressure and supports steady energy. Unlike refined frozen foods, legumes digest slowly, keeping blood sugar balanced and preventing energy crashes. Concerned about muscle loss, a common issue after 60, legumes provide plant-based protein that supports strength without adding harmful fats or preservatives. Toss frozen peas into a stir fry, heat up lentils for a side dish, or snack on steamed edamame for an easy, protein-packed boost. Four categories so powerful is their ability to deliver consistent, nutrient-dense fuel in a convenient form. Instead of reaching for frozen pizza or ice cream, you can open the same freezer and choose foods that actively fight inflammation, stabilize metabolism, term vitality. Over time, small daily choices create massive results. Frozen berries feed the brain, frozen greens build resilience, frozen fish protect the heart, and frozen legumes strengthen muscles. Together, they create a foundation of health that supports balance, flexibility, at any age. The beauty of using the freezer this way is that it eliminates excuses. These foods are always ready, always available, and never wasted. Meal prep while maximizing nutrition, giving you more energy to enjoy your day. When you commit to adding them daily, the freezer transforms from a storage space for junk food into a powerful tool for longevity. Each bite helps you reclaim strength, sharpen focus, and feel more youthful, just for today, but for years to come. The biggest challenge many people face when it comes to healthy eating is not knowing what to do. Figuring out